Good afternoon. It is July 11, 2026, and it's a Saturday. It's got to be a Saturday, right? It's a Saturday. Here in Sherbrooke, it is currently 24 degrees Celsius, 75 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's partly cloudy. The sun this morning rose at 5:10 a.m. It will set at 8:35 p.m. That is 15 hours and 25 minutes of sunlight. The days are getting shorter. I'm just going to close my door. Changes absolutely nothing, but it's bothering me that it was open. I haven't gone out yet today except once to smoke a cigarette. I am going to go to a barbecue, but I'm sort of worried because I'm not really going to know that many people there, which is fine. But there's just a lot of stuff that's been going on. I got back on Monday from the Atmos Fest, which I have to talk about. Sorry. Cleaned my room and kicked up a bunch of dust, and now my allergies are bothering me. I'll get into that too, why I cleaned my room. But yeah, from last Wednesday, not of this week, but Wednesday of last week until Monday of this week, I was far from civilization working at the Atmos Fest, which was really, really fun. But yeah, I'll have to go more in depth into that another time because I would like to go to. Sorry. I know it's not good to do this, but oh my god, what is going on a Saturday afternoon that the church bells have to ring for like 5 minutes? And so then on Monday wasn't really able to get anything done at all. It was really, really dead. And all the fatigue from the Atmos Fest and the heat and the insufficient calories caught up to me. But it was overall a fantastic experience. I had a lot of fun. I was doing lighting mainly in the smallest stage in a barn, and I had a great time. And I'm gonna have to bike to the barbecue, which is good because it's pretty far away. It would take me like a very long time to get there on foot. I don't have a car or a driver's license, but I have a bike, and it's pretty much a straight shot, no hills. My bike's transmission has not been fixed, and I'm spending a lot of money. I paid my taxes the other day, which was a few $1,000s. But I've got money coming in. Today, what I was doing, which ties into the song I'm going to talk about, that I've been practicing a song that I want to cover. Every time I play a show, it's been this way, I guess, at least for the past few years. I want to cover a song, not always the same song, but I always sort of chicken out because I lack confidence that I'm going to be able to do it well. But this time I decided I am going to cover the song Drown Me Out by the Bug Club. And I'm going to play bass. I bought myself a bass. I was looking for one, and I made a post on Facebook, and the day that I left for the Atmos Fest, so last Wednesday of last week, my friend sends me messages like, hey, I have a bass to sell to you. And I ended up bringing it with me to the Atmos Fest, which is not a great idea because, it was in a hot and humid truck for a few days. Then I got it adjusted yesterday. I didn't realize how easy it was to just adjust the truss rod. I don't have the tools though. Anyway, and it's better. The action is better because the action was like really high. But now I think it's a little bit too low since I don't know, going up to like the 15th fret, I think, on the D string. Yeah, I think it's 15th fret. It just like totally chokes out, buzzes, and won't play anything. Not that I'm really necessarily going to be playing that fret, that string on that fret very often, but yeah, I think I just need to like loosen it up a tiny little bit. I should get a correct size of Allen key, um, aka hex wrench. I wonder why it's called an Allen key. Um, so yeah, I've been feeling a little bit crazy today. There's some developments in my life. I'm going to be moving. I'm not really quite sure when, but so I mentioned that my roommate is moving away because he's going to school in another city. It really actually doesn't matter, but he's leaving, and then so I was like, ah, fuck, I gotta find a new roommate. And then a friend of mine told me like, well, why don't you just live with us? So like two of my closest friends in the world um, um, have some space at their house, and it would just be mutually beneficial. So it would cost everybody less money, significant amount less. Um, I'm often there anyway, so we could hang out even more. I get to see their dogs every day, and especially if they want to go somewhere on a trip, it's not going to be very complicated for me to take care of their dogs, to babysit their dogs, since I'm going to be living there. And just a win-win-win situation on all accounts. And so on Wednesday, when I got to the Atmos Fest, and I didn't get really any cell phone signal. Actually, I got no cell phone signal at all, but there was some Wi-Fi in like one specific area. Anyway, once I connect to the Wi-Fi, I see that I have a message from my roommate, and he's like, "Hey, I found somebody to take my place, and it's his ex, who's my friend as well." And I'm like, "Well, let's talk about this like next Monday because I don't have any cell phone signal." But also, I just didn't want to deal with it. I had a lot on my plate at the festival. And so on Tuesday, I at the grocery store and I get a call from my roommate, who wasn't in town, and he's like, "Well, so is that cool? If this arrangement being replaced?" I'm like, "Well, I think I'm gonna leave." He's like, "Okay, okay." Um, and then he calls me back. Like after he's like, "Well, good news. She's gonna take the apartment, and then she'll deal with finding a roommate for herself," which is fantastic. So I cleaned my room to take pictures yesterday, and then tomorrow I'm gonna go print out the lease. In French it's or bail, so BAIL. So I got my wires crossed there, and then I gotta call the landlord and mail this out. And my landlord's sort of, I don't like my landlord. It's sort of difficult. But in this case, I don't really see why he would refuse it, because essentially the way it works for a lease transfer here in Quebec, we have a very tenant-friendly system here. So you can just you can send a letter or give a letter to your landlord saying, "Hey, I want to transfer my lease over to this person on this date." And so they've got three choices. Either they do nothing, in which case the lease will be transferred at the date indicated in the document. They can refuse with cause. So it's sort of like ambiguous. I think it's ambiguous on purpose. Basically, if they have a good reason to believe that the new tenant would not be able to pay, or would be like dangerous to the property or to the neighbors. But I think it's ambiguous on purpose just to give. Basically, they can state that reason, but they have to go in front of the tribunal, and so then it's going to be decided. So, give enough flexibility to go on a case-by-case basis, or they can refuse for no reason, and in that case, the lease ends on the date that that is indicated in the document. So I need to get this done very quickly, so that if for some bizarre reason the landlord refuses, he's got no valid reason to refuse. But if he just wants to refuse, well, then that'll at least give my friend who would be taking over the apartment enough time to find a place somewhere else. But that's like a lot going on that I have to deal with. But it'll be nice. It's sort of a complicated situation at my other friend's house where I'll be moving to, but can make it work. And so I bought a bass, and then I bought some pedals. I have a compressor and a tuner, of course, and I bought also sort of like a EQ distortion preamp with a cabinet simulator. Sort of a rip-off of the Dark Glass. These are just like cheap Amazon pedals, but they do the job. And so I practiced for a long time today the song Drown Me Out by the Bug Club, which I'm going to cover. It's pretty simple, except it's just challenging enough. I'm also really bad at bass. I'm really bad at guitar, but I'm worse at bass. And so, there's just some weird stuff that I really love in the bass. What is your last name? It's Tilly. Second. I keep forgetting her last name. Tilly Harris. So Tilly Harris is my favorite bassist right now. And so the bass line is very simple, except it's got some complicated little things that are really quick. So I gotta keep, and then I want to sing at the same time. I'll be playing bass on another song, and I want to have a bass line sort of inspired by the stuff that Tilly Harris does. I think she's an amazing bassist. I just gotta practice. I gotta set everything up, and I'm starting to get a little bit stressed out because I'm gonna be working a lot. And so I'm gonna go to the barbecue. I don't want to leave the house, but I'm gonna go to the barbecue. Should I go to the barbecue? I don't know. I don't really want to meet people that I don't know today, but it's good to go out and meet people. So check out Drown Me Out. It's a great song, very simple song, but a very fun song. And I'm excited to keep practicing so I can nail it and not give up on it. I'm just feeling sort of crazy. Like I didn't eat anything yesterday, and then went to my friend was playing a show, and also putting on the event. I left before the end, but I drank like beer there without eating anything all day, and then I ate this morning, then immediately had diarrhea. I ate a burrito, and so I don't know. I'm like at once like tired and not tired at the same time. My stomach's feeling better though. It's been bothering me all day. I think I might try one last time. Maybe practice, try me out a couple times, and then leave and go to the barbecue. I don't want to get there too late. Also, don't want to leave there too late. Okay, I just got and yeah, I got to set up some practices for the show coming up on August 22nd, the Pickle Fest in Cook. Yeah, I need to like get organized and start practicing and figure out when the other people can practice and all this stuff. Okay, later today, it's going to rain sunny and a little bit cloudy. It's going to be mostly sunny. It's going to go down to 21 degrees Celsius, 71 degrees Fahrenheit before the sun sets, and ooh, the day is going to leave us off at a nice, brisk 16 degrees Celsius, 61 degrees Fahrenheit. It's not supposed to rain, which is nice. Okay, I'm just gonna get on with my day. Try not to freak out. I try not to freak out, so I hope you don't freak out. Everyone, have a great rest of your day.